Welcome back to Channel Value Quarter Dollar Your Life is this we've diving into the fascinating world of Sacagawea. Value iconic design story hidden treasures as we explore the most valuable and expensive and ultra-rare U.S. quarter dollar coins. Top 4 Sacagawea coins. History of coins. Shocking of America coins and different color shade coin. Collector and investor. 1 pound coins. Dirty condition. Seemingly ordinary coins could be worth thousands dollar or even lions of dollars today, so before you spend that old, stick around because you might be holding a fortune in your hands. First up, 1 coins. Most 1968 quarters are worth only face value or a small premium. Only extremely rare error coins or exceptional specimens can be worth thousands or, in very rare cases, much more. Here's a long, documentary-style script that is engaging while staying historically accurate. Writing. Have you ever looked at an old 1968 Washington quarter and wondered if the small silver colored coin hiding in your pocket could be carrying an incredible story? Every coin has traveled through countless hands, witnessed decades of history, and silently preserved the legacy of a nation. While millions of people spend these coins without a second thought, collectors know that sometimes the smallest details can separate an ordinary quarter from one that becomes the centerpiece of a remarkable collection. The 1968 Washington quarter is one of those fascinating coins that continues to attract attention because its story reaches far beyond its face value. Before you dismiss one as just another 25-cent coin, you should understand why this coin remains one of the most searched and discussed modern American coins among collectors around the world. The history of the Washington quarter began in 1932 to honor the 200th birthday of George Washington, the first president of the United States. The original design by sculptor John Flanagan became an American classic, showing Washington's portrait on the front and a majestic eagle on the reverse. By 1968, America was experiencing dramatic social and political changes. Yet these quarters continued to circulate through grocery stores, gas stations, restaurants, and banks, becoming part of everyday life for millions of Americans. Every scratch, stain, and mark found on surviving coins today tells a story about where that particular coin may have traveled during more than half a century of circulation. The 1968 Washington quarter introduced an important change in United States coin production. Beginning that year, mint marks returned to American coins after several years of being removed. If you examine a genuine 1968 quarter carefully, you will usually find a small D for the Denver Mint or an S for the San Francisco Mint located on the obverse beneath George Washington's neck. Coins without a mint mark were generally produced at the Philadelphia Mint. These tiny letters may seem insignificant, but to collectors they help identify where the coin was struck and can greatly influence collector interest depending on the variety and condition of the coin. Many people mistakenly believe every old quarter is made from silver, but the 1968 Washington quarter marked the new era of copper nickel-clad coinage. Unlike quarters minted before 1965, which contained 90% silver, the 1968 quarter consists of outer layers of copper and nickel bonded to a pure copper core. Looking at the edge of the coin often reveals the copper-colored stripe running through the center, making it easy to distinguish from earlier silver issues. Although these coins contain no precious silver, they remain highly collectible because of their historical importance and the rare minting errors that occasionally escaped into circulation. Collectors often search through thousands of 1968 quarters hoping to discover an unusual mint error. During the manufacturing process, mistakes sometimes occurred when dies became damaged. Strikes happened off-center, or doubled images appeared on the design. These accidental varieties are far scarcer than ordinary coins and can attract significant attention from serious collectors. A dramatic off-center strike, a major die crack, or a strong doubled die can transform an otherwise common quarter into a coin worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on its rarity, authenticity, and preservation. Condition plays an enormous role in determining value. A dirty or heavily worn 1968 quarter usually carries little premium because years of circulation have erased many of its original details. However, coins that escaped circulation shortly after leaving the mint can still display brilliant luster, sharp details, and nearly flawless surfaces. Professional grading companies carefully examine every tiny mark before assigning a grade. And even a single point difference on the grading scale can dramatically affect the price collectors are willing to pay. This is why experienced collectors always recommend never cleaning an old coin, since improper cleaning can permanently reduce its collectible value. Stories of valuable coins often spread rapidly across social media, with headlines claiming that a simple quarter is worth millions of dollars. While a handful of legendary American coins have indeed sold for extraordinary sums, those coins are exceptionally rare and possess unique characteristics verified by experts. Most 1968 Washington quarters found in pocket change are worth only 25 cents, while attractive uncirculated examples may sell for modest premiums. Only genuinely rare errors or exceptionally preserved specimens have the potential to command much higher prices in today's collector market. One of the most fascinating aspects of coin collecting is the detective work involved in identifying hidden treasures. Collectors use magnifying glasses, precision scales, specialized lighting, and years of experience to examine every detail. They compare lettering, mint marks, die characteristics, and strike quality while studying auction records and certified examples. Sometimes a coin that appears ordinary at first glance reveals a rare characteristic under close examination. This excitement keeps collectors searching through rolls of coins from banks, estate collections, and family savings jars in hopes of discovering an overlooked rarity. The Washington Quarter remains one of America's most beloved coin series because it connects generations through history. A single 1968 quarter may have purchased a newspaper during the Apollo era, traveled across the country in someone's pocket, rested in a forgotten drawer for decades, and eventually become part of a collector's album. Its journey reflects the everyday lives of millions of people, making it more than just currency. Whether valuable or not, every surviving coin carries a silent record of American history that cannot be recreated. If you happen to own a 1968 Washington quarter, take a closer look before spending it. Examine the date, check for the mint mark, study the edge, and inspect the surfaces for unusual features or striking errors. Keep realistic expectations, because the overwhelming majority are not worth fortunes. But remember that every famous rare coin was once an ordinary coin that someone chose to examine carefully instead of ignoring. The true treasure of coin collecting lies not only in financial value but also in uncovering history hidden in plain sight. Sometimes the greatest reward is discovering the remarkable journey behind a small 25-cent coin that has survived for generations, reminding us that history often fits in the palm of our hand. The next top. A script claiming that a regular 1978 Washington quarter could be worth millions of dollars would not be accurate. Most 1978 quarters are worth only 25 cents, with some uncirculated or rare error coins worth more. I can't help write misleading or false claims about coin values. However, I can absolutely help you write a dramatic, engaging 10-minute YouTube script that is accurate while still keeping viewers interested. It can explore the history of the coin, the rare errors that make some examples valuable, how to identify them, and why collectors pay high prices, without falsely promising overnight riches. The next top. The 1988 D Washington quarter is one of those ordinary-looking American coins that has sparked extraordinary rumors. Across the internet and among coin collectors, stories have spread that a simple 25-cent coin could secretly be worth a fortune. Some people believe every old quarter has hidden treasure waiting to be discovered, while others imagine that a dirty, worn-out coin might suddenly make its owner a millionaire overnight. The truth is more fascinating than the myths because the real value of a coin comes from its rarity, its condition, its history, and sometimes from tiny mistakes made during the minting process. That is exactly why the 1988 D Washington quarter continues to attract attention from collectors around the world. The story of the Washington quarter began decades before 1988. In 1932, the United States introduced a new quarter featuring the portrait of George Washington to celebrate the 200th anniversary of his birth. What was originally planned as a one-year commemorative design became one of the longest running coin series in American history. For generations, these quarters passed through millions of hands, buying groceries, paying for transportation, and filling piggy banks. They quietly became a part of everyday American life while also becoming an important chapter in the history of coin collecting. The letter D, found on a 1988 Washington quarter, tells an important story. It means the coin was produced at the Denver Mint, one of the major facilities responsible for striking millions of coins every year. During 1988, hundreds of millions of Washington quarters were made in Denver. Because so many were produced, most examples are common today. A typical circulated 1988 D quarter usually remains worth only 25 cents, while bright uncirculated examples may sell for only a few dollars. This surprises many people who expect every old coin to be rare simply because it is several decades old. However, the world of coin collecting is full of surprises. Sometimes a coin leaves the mint with an unexpected mistake. These mint errors can include off-center strikes, double strikes, missing design details, clipped planchets, wrong metal compositions, or dramatic die errors. These mistakes are accidental, making them much scarcer than ordinary coins. When collectors discover a genuine and dramatic mint error, competition to own it can become intense. And the value may rise from a few dollars to hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on the rarity and demand. Many people wonder whether a dirty or heavily worn 1988 D quarter could secretly be worth a fortune. Dirt alone does not create value. In fact, cleaning a coin often reduces its collectible appeal because collectors prefer natural surfaces. A coin that has spent years in circulation may carry scratches, stains, or discoloration, but those features do not automatically make it valuable. Instead, collectors search for originality, strong details, and authentic mint characteristics. Even a coin found in an old drawer or buried in a collection deserves careful examination before anyone decides whether it has special value. The rumors of ordinary quarters selling for millions of dollars usually begin with misunderstandings. Occasionally, an extremely rare coin with a unique error or extraordinary historical importance sells for an astonishing price at a major auction. Headlines spread quickly, but important details are often left out. People then assume every similar-looking coin has the same value. In reality, only a tiny number of coins achieve record-breaking prices. And each one has been carefully authenticated, graded by professional experts, and studied by experienced collectors before reaching the auction block. Professional grading plays a huge role in determining a coin's value. Independent grading companies examine every detail under magnification, checking for authenticity, preservation, wear, and possible alterations. They assign a numerical grade that helps buyers understand the coin's condition. A nearly perfect coin preserved since the day it was minted can be worth many times more than an identical coin that spent decades in circulation. This is why two coins with the same date and mint mark can have dramatically different prices in the collector market. Could a 1988 D Washington quarter make someone wealthy? In very unusual circumstances, a rare mint error combined with exceptional preservation could make a coin highly valuable to collectors. But there is no verified evidence that an ordinary circulated 1988 D quarter is worth millions of dollars simply because of its date or mint mark. Extraordinary claims require extraordinary proof, and the coin collecting community relies on authentication rather than rumors. Every valuable coin has a documented reason for its price, not just an exciting story shared online. The history of American coins reminds us that every piece of money carries more than financial value. Coins record changing designs, national symbols, advances in minting technology, and important moments in history. They travel across cities, states, and generations, connecting people who may never meet. A single quarter may have purchased a newspaper decades ago, rested forgotten in a drawer for years, and eventually inspired someone to begin collecting coins. That journey is part of what makes numismatics such a fascinating hobby. So, if you discover a 1988 D Washington quarter, do not assume it is worthless. But do not assume it is worth millions either. Examine it carefully for unusual errors, compare it with known examples. And if it appears truly different, have it authenticated by a reputable coin grading service. The greatest treasures in coin collecting are found through knowledge, patience, and careful research rather than myths. Sometimes the biggest reward is not becoming an overnight billionaire, but uncovering a genuine piece of American history that has quietly waited for decades to reveal its story. The next top. Imagine reaching into an old jar of loose change and pulling out a simple 1993 Washington quarter with the P. Mint mark. At first glance, it looks like nothing more than an ordinary 25-cent coin that has spent years passing through countless hands. Its surface may be scratched, dirty, and worn from decades of circulation. Most people would spend it without a second thought. But what if that ordinary-looking coin had a story stretching back generations? Connecting American history, art, and the fascinating world of rare coin collecting? While many internet rumors claim that every old quarter is worth millions of dollars, the real story is even more interesting because it shows how tiny differences can transform an everyday coin into a collector's treasure. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to honor George Washington, the first president of the United States. What began as a commemorative design soon became one of the longest-running coin series in American history. By 1993, the quarter had already been in circulation for more than 60 years. Witnessing changing generations, economic booms, recessions, technological revolutions, and countless moments in American life, every scratch on a circulated quarter tells a silent story of grocery stores, vending machines, family vacations, and everyday purchases. Although millions of these coins were produced, each one carries a small piece of history that cannot be recreated. The 1993 P. Washington quarter was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, identified by the small P. Mint mark. Hundreds of millions were produced that year, making it a common date for collectors. Because so many were made, an ordinary circulated example is usually worth only its face value. However, collectors always search carefully because a tiny number of coins leave the mint with unusual mistakes. These mint errors may include off-center strikes, double strikes, missing design details, clipped planchets, or dramatic die cracks. Such errors are genuinely scarce, and when authenticated, they can become highly desirable among collectors. Many videos and social media posts promise that a dirty quarter hidden in a drawer could instantly make someone a millionaire. These stories capture attention because everyone dreams of discovering hidden treasure in everyday life. The truth is more complicated. Dirt alone does not increase a coin's value. In fact, cleaning a coin can permanently reduce its collectible worth because collectors prefer original surfaces. The value comes from rarity, condition, authenticity, and genuine mint errors, not from ordinary wear or age. Understanding this difference helps collectors avoid disappointment while still appreciating the excitement of the hobby. Professional coin grading plays a huge role in determining value. Independent grading companies carefully examine every detail of a coin, assigning a numerical grade based on preservation and quality. Two coins from the same year can have dramatically different values simply because one remained untouched in exceptional condition while the other spent decades in circulation. A brilliant, sharply struck coin with almost no marks can command a significant premium compared with an ordinary example. This is why experienced collectors protect their coins carefully and avoid unnecessary handling. The history of American coins is filled with remarkable discoveries. Over the years, rare minting mistakes have surprised collectors and auction houses alike. Some coins have sold for astonishing prices because they were unique or nearly impossible to find. These famous rarities inspire people to search through pocket change, inherited collections, and forgotten coin jars. However, those extraordinary sales involved exceptionally rare coins with verified histories, not common circulating quarters. Their stories remind us that genuine rarity, not rumor, is what creates extraordinary value. Gold coins hold a special place in American numismatic history as symbols of wealth, craftsmanship, and national heritage. Unlike the copper-nickel Washington quarter, historic American gold coins were produced in much smaller numbers and often survived in limited quantities. Many became valuable because of low mintages, historical importance, or the melting of countless examples over the years. These factors explain why some gold coins reach remarkable auction prices, while common circulating coins generally do not. Every collectible coin has its own story, shaped by history, survival, and demand. If you own a 1993 P. Washington quarter, the smartest approach is not to assume it is priceless but to inspect it carefully. Look for unusual striking errors, dramatic design differences, or exceptionally well-preserved surfaces. If you believe your coin has something unusual, consider having it examined by a reputable coin dealer or submitted to a professional grading service. Authentication is essential because collectors and buyers rely on expert verification before paying premium prices. The world of coin collecting is exciting because valuable discoveries do happen. Hidden treasures have been found in old collections, inherited boxes, and even pocket change. Every collector begins with curiosity, learning how to recognize genuine rarity instead of chasing internet myths. Patience, knowledge, and careful observation are far more valuable than sensational headlines promising instant riches. Every coin has a story, but only a small number become legendary collectibles. So, could a 1993 P. Washington quarter change someone's life? In most cases, no, it is an ordinary coin worth 25 cents unless it has an exceptional mint error or remarkable condition, yet its true value lies in the history it represents, the craftsmanship behind its creation, and the excitement it brings to collectors who continue searching for the next genuine discovery. Sometimes the greatest treasure is not becoming rich overnight, but uncovering the fascinating history hidden inside an everyday coin that millions of people have overlooked.